Now, I've built over 25 different businesses and brands in the last 17 years, doing well over $300 million in sales. But in my recent startup, I lost $1.9 million in a short just 18 months. The brand was called Football Supplements. And I'm going to share with you the 4 different major lessons and takeaways that I learned that I wish I knew before starting the business. Now, first, let me give you some context. I entered Football Supplements just thinking there was a market to be had for these reasons. I thought that it was my next $100 million idea. There was only one competitor in the space, and they weren't doing direct to consumer, they were doing business to business. It was the largest sport in the world. It was the most taxing on the body. I understood it. I was a previous semi-professional. I had built previous supplement companies to multiple 8 figures. I had extensive knowledge in biochemistry, nutrition, and nutrition and supplementation was really starting to trend within the industry. Like players were starting to understand it, and it was playing a bigger part within the clubs and the game. Now, players had a huge drive and motivation to be the best players they can. They were rewarded for bigger contracts, bigger pays, and etc. I thought they were hungry for this new information so they can maximize their performance. I saw an opportunity to educate the market on football nutrition, supplements, and work with like the biggest players and clubs in the world as influencers. The messaging was perfect. The influencer market was untapped. It was so cheap, it was ridiculous. And the list goes on and on. So I went all in. I sponsored Atletico Madrid. I signed players like Ivan Rakitic, Duaro from Barcelona, F2 freestylers. I created a free masterclass football nutrition program. I created custom diet plans for the players. I created unique products, formulated them just for football. The branding was beautiful. I had product names like Kickoff and Extra Time. The domain and the business name was the category name, Football Supplements. Like, I really don't know what more I could have done except maybe got a team like Real Madrid instead of Atletico Madrid. So we did $500,000 in the first year, which was far from breaking even. Customers didn't stick. They didn't want to learn about football nutrition. They just didn't believe in supplements that would actually help them. So we had a massive education problem at hand, and we had to generate demand, and the demand wasn't there as I previously thought. So the first lesson is that you can have a level 10 skill set, but being a level 2 opportunity. And Warren Buffett said, it doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you're in. Now this couldn't be more true for me because the biggest leverage move you can make is choosing what to sell. I ran the exact same playbook at the same time with this brand as I did another brand, only 1 year earlier. So this brand, Football Supplements, lost millions of dollars, and the other one, Cure Skincare, in its 3rd year, does close to $40 million a sale a year. Now, you have to spend time researching the market and the product trends. It's easier to sell a product where there's demand for than actually trying to generate a demand for it. Now, when I look back, I was consistently outclassed by my peers because of their skill set, not because they were any better than me, but they were just putting themselves in better opportunities. They had product market fit is everything. So no matter how much experience you have, the market will always humble you. And quite often I see people posting big numbers on Twitter and bragging about their Facebook marketing skills or their creative strategy skills or how good operators they are. But let me tell you, 95% of it, the heavy lifting is done through the product and the category, not their skill set. So you need to think long and hard and carefully about what product to sell and what type of business you want to start. If I was doing this again, I would create like this framework for thinking through which product to sell. I'd want an element of vanity in it because that's internal market. I would want them to use it every day. I think it should cost over $100 so you can acquire the customers profitably. It should solve a problem because it's easier to market. It should be big enough so that you need to ship it locally to stop drop shippers coming into the category. It should not need a lot of explaining or education. People should already have demand and want for it. And the category should be trending at least 5% year on year. And lastly, the most ideal outcome is that your product is magnitudes better than what's already on the market. Lesson number 2, the market never lies. Always create MVP first, no matter how much money you have. Like I started with one product, Kickoff, and I should have stuck with that. And then I should have built the range after I got proof of concept. But instead, I signed Atletico Madrid, I was impatient, and they wanted all the products. So I created a whole range, sent me back another $1 million. And you really don't even need to build a product. You just have a sample or just produce a minimum requirement. Just produce samples so that you have proof of concept. This is even the strategy that we used at Cure at the start. We created a simple sales page. We targeted one custom avatar. We paid UGC creators in that avatar to create different ads with different messaging, maybe 5 to 10 different variations. And then we'd spend approximately $5K testing all the ads. When sales would come in, we'd either notify the customer of the delay or we'd just refund them. Because this process will save you so much money. And if you have money, like I did, it would have saved me so much time. Because you need to let the market decide if you should sell the product. Lesson number 3, the fastest growing brands in the world require very little education. Education is such an expensive process, especially today with the CPMs increasing every year. Like, take hoodies as an example. This is one of our past clients in our agency. They're oversized hoodie that looks cool, that keeps you warm. The USP is so clear and it doesn't need explaining, like visuals could even do it. Or Vessi, another client of ours, that's a waterproof footwear company. Everyone can understand that the concept is that the shoe is waterproof, water won't get inside. That also means that just for visuals. Both these problems are solved in such a simple way that even a kindergarten can understand. Because it's never been hard to educate customers about your product unless you have like a robust organic strategy, which then you need to face the brand. So it's always best to choose a product that solves a problem, but try to make that the problem can be solved in kindergarten-like language. Lesson number 4, the followers don't translate into authority. I paid the biggest football influencers in the world with combined following of 40 million people. They created about 10 pieces of content, some long form on YouTube, some short form on IG and TikTok. And from those about 10 pieces of content, they only generated 2K of sales. And we had about over 1 million views. Another one of my brands, we paid a doctor of 100K followers that generated 20K of sales from one piece of content. So followers don't translate into authority. Not only does your product have to align with the influencer, but the followers need to deem the influencer as an authority figure, not just an entertainer, if you want it to actually drive sales. All right, so I hope this helped. Look, I'll be releasing a video every single week based on what I've learned as an active CEO at Cure Skincare. I'll be focusing on strategy, topics that you really can't find by searching Google. Now, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below and I'll do my best to reply to each single one of them. Thanks for watching.